Hi, I'm Beth W.E., co-founder of BethWE.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about the 12 steps to wholeness. Today we're talking about Step 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. One of the truths about a life filled with dysfunction is that we have a wake of horrible relationships behind us. Every one of us has a wake of broken relationships. And sometimes when we look back over our shoulder to look at those relationships, our heart breaks all over again. It's terrible, but it's true. Step 8 is going to be your ticket out of this. We make a list. Why? Because we want tangible evidence that we want this to change. We want real evidence, solid evidence, something we can touch that we want our relationships to improve. So we made a list. Who are we listing? We're listing the people we'd harmed. How did we harm them? Sometimes we really did bad things to them. Other times we just didn't even pay them any attention at all. Remember those instincts? When you omit somebody from your social circle, you're harming them because their social instinct can't be met if you close yourself off. The harm comes in many different ways. They call them sins of commission and sins of omission. For those of you that are like ready to tune off because I said the word sin, just remember it's an archery term. Sin is when you don't hit the bullseye. Anywhere outside the bullseye is called sin. You miss the mark. That's all we're talking about here. You miss the mark. Let's talk about what Step 8 is really about. If you look at the book, The 12 Steps and 12 Traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous, and you flip into Step 8, it talks about something that's of equal importance as writing this list. It talks about extricating all the information we can about our personal difficulties. And it says that some of these difficulties have set up patterns that have changed our whole lives and maybe even caused the dysfunction we're trying to overcome. Patterns. Can you think of any patterns? I'll give you an example. When I was young, I was not good at softball. I would swing like a sheenie. That's an Irish term. I would swing like crazy, and I wouldn't get a hit. I played softball about 4 times before I quit. Yes, I quit. Why did I quit? I quit because I'm not good at it. In my life, I have noticed I quit things I'm not good at. It's a pattern. I like to be good at what I do. So if I'm not, it's okay, I'll quit. Do you have that pattern? If not, I bet I can scratch another one that you do have. Are you really competitive? Will you do anything to win? Will you hurt people you love so that you can win? Are you a victim? You know what they say in our little God Speaks book, victims are like virgins. You have one shot at it. After that, you're a volunteer. Are you a victim? Everybody owes you something? Are you entitled? These are patterns. Do you depend upon someone too much? Or do you dominate other people? Are you a control freak? That would be a pattern. These are all patterns. Do you blame people? Are you a blamer? These are patterns. And what happens when you list these people's names? I'll give you an example. I listed the men that I had had serious relationships with. And I noticed one thing in common when I was making this 8th step list. And I always jokingly say it because you guys enjoy it. It's really easy to get a man to take his pants off. But then I put them on, and I never take them off for the rest of the relationship. I'm the boss of the relationship. How has that worked for me? I'm a divorced woman. So, not very good. How many times have I done it? Enough to know this is a pattern in my life. So the pattern has shown me that there's something keeping me from trusting fully trusting my partners because I can't let them be a partner. I have to be the boss. Is it my social instinct? Partly. Is it my emotional security? Mainly. But whatever it is, it's not working in my relationships. Do you understand these patterns now? Step 8 is your ticket to finding your patterns and getting on with it and getting over them. If you're still not sure what I'm talking about, go to the website www.bethwe.com and look for the tag Steps to Better Living Guaranteed and pull up the Step 8 study guide. Print it out and go through it and free yourself from the patterns that are like default settings on the computer of your life. You don't have to do it again, whatever it is that you do. You don't have to. God could and would if he were sought. Print the guide. See if it will help you. And then come back and see us when we talk about Step 9. Thanks for listening.